That's what I was just thinking. I like my suitcase. I have to go to school now. Is that recording?
No, I missed all of that, unfortunately. Same thing.
Okay.
Answer the questions to this camera,
Okay.
but I'm going to ask you a few questions about
I'm
your
scared.
life, what you have learned.
Emily and Shelby, I love you. Don't get mad at me.
So, Cara, can you tell me your name, your grade, and what campus you go to?
Hi, my name is Cara, and I'm a senior, and I go to our Palm Avenue campus. Was that all the questions? Did I miss something? Okay. Oh.
Cara, what have you learned about yourself in your senior year?
I learned that I get really attached to people quickly, and it can be a good thing sometimes, but other times it kind of replaces God, and I start to idolize people. And this last year, there was just a lot of change going on, and two really important people in my life were kind of distanced away from me, and it was really difficult, and I realized how much that I had relied on them and just how much of an impact they had. One was really good, but the other was really terrible. So it was just who am I giving my time and attention to? And it should be God first, and then family, and then church, and then friends, and there's an order of priorities in my life, and I need to remember who's first on that list. I hate this.
How have you navigated prioritizing the relationships in your life?
It's definitely been difficult. Just being in senior year when things are starting to shift from you're completely under your parents and everything, and then it's starting to shift and okay, you're driving, what does that look like? And just time moving from always being with your mom or your dad in the car, and then you're on your own, and then it's now you're just coming home. So it's just interesting, and having to remember to make intentional time for the important people in your life, and having time with your parents, having time with God, and having time with your friends, and making sure that all of those priorities are met, because just they're important, and you want to keep those relationships, and navigating that has been really difficult, but I'm excited to see how everything eventually changes and shifts in these next couple of months.
What has been the most challenging part about going to a Christian high school?
Oh my gosh, I have so many. I think the biggest thing is definitely just having the Christian stamp or sticker on you, and going to school. It's funny because sometimes teachers, I love my teachers, but sometimes there's oh, I understand that not everybody's Christian, but, and then they say something that Christians, that only works for Christians, and I understand that Christian school isn't supposed to take place of the church, but it's kind of difficult finding the balance of which is which, and am I finding my application and my knowledge and stuff like that from school, or am I learning it from my personal time? Am I opening my Bible for myself, or just during Bible class to memorize that verse for a verse quiz, or what is my intention and reason for memorizing verses in school? Am I doing that outside of school as well, to memorize verses for myself? So I think just those two things, having a personal relationship with God separate from what I'm learning in school, and then the other one just being surrounded by people who have the Christian sticker but don't always it's hard to find real friends, and because everybody's kind of just put into the school and not everybody wants to be there. So I think just finding the balance of this is my school, but this is also my life and how I'm living as a Christian.
That's good. What is one thing you would tell 7th grade Cara?
Hold on, I want to think about this one. Oh, got it. I think I would tell myself just to find good friends. You are who your friends are. Pastor Matt always says, show me your 5 friends and I'll show you your future. if I'm surrounding myself with friends that like aren't good and aren't building me up and not pushing me even closer to Christ, then like what are they pushing me towards? Like, are they pushing me to God, or are they not? Like it matters. And like in 7th grade or like in middle school and when you're in high school, like it doesn't seem like a big deal, but like these are the people that you're gonna keep with you like after graduation. And so it's important to like have that tight, close-knit group of friends, because like that's your support group, and like that's who you're surrounding yourself with. And it's important that like even your friend group glorifies God. I'm not looking at this camera the whole time. It's frustrating.
You've been attending Sandals for a while now.
Mm-hmm.
You've been really plugged in at SCY. What is one thing you want to say to the leaders that have been a part of your life for the last several years? That's
a good one. Just thank you so much. I really appreciate like consistency. I've grown up in kids ministry here and now youth ministry, and I'm going to soon be going into the young adults ministry. And I think that your consistency and like your ability to like show up every week like actually makes a difference in my life. Like my 2 youth group leaders now, like I feel like I can just bring anything to them, and it starts with like consistency and like showing up every week. And like that's on my part too, but I feel like being an adult that like who has a job and like has a family and like has like all these other responsibilities, like it is such like a big deal for like them to show up on a Wednesday. And like sometimes you don't always see like the impact right away, but it does like make such a big difference on my life. Like I don't know what I would be or where I would be without my 2 youth group leaders now. And like I've definitely had more than 2 youth group leaders, but like now that my youth group leaders are consistent and I have ones that like are really pursuing Christ and like pursuing pouring into like the next generation, it makes such a big difference and such an impact on like not just me and my group, but also like watching them also like pour into other people that like aren't in our group or just having a relationship with them. Like it also makes a difference, because like if I wasn't poured into, how could I pour into like Shiloh and like all the younger girls and Scarlett and just like all of them? Like if I wasn't poured into, it also like me pouring into like the next generation too. So like their impact and their showing up every week like makes a difference for me, and to be able to do that for other people too. Yay.
That was great. Thanks,
Yay.
Cara.
I can breathe.